Hello everyone, my name is Salim and welcome to the Markets Breakdown Analysis for Friday, the 22nd of September 2023. We'll be breaking down chart and should the exact zones where price will close both potential buys or close below for potential sells as well. So looking at the previous daily candle, the daily candle for Thursday has been extremely bearish, breaking out of this range where price have been consolidating on the daily throughout the week. When looking on a weekly time frame, the weekly candle has actually almost fully retested this previous weekly support formed on the 6th of August 2023. And now when looking on a monthly, the monthly is actually pulling back. And now the question is this monthly candle pulling back because of this rejection to the upside on the previous monthly candle? And are we going to see a continuation to the downside now when we have clean candle on the left apart from this rejection on a weekly time frame? Now we're looking at the daily, obviously the daily. So now the question is, since the daily candle will be closing bearish and it's retracing from this previous daily support, now the question is, are we going to see continuation to the downside for price to retest this daily support to fill this week and then continue bearish, or is this going to be a rejection and price respecting this daily support for price to pull back, form a daily support and retest this broken daily support? So now to break down the chart, looking at the 4 hour time frame, and what we can see here is we have the most recent week 4 hour support formed around 181.280, the most recent 4 hour resistance formed around 183.010, dropping down to the hourly time frame, and now we have a new range on the hourly. So what we can see here is we have a same level of support as the hourly. We have a new level of resistance around 181.500. So now the question is, this is a small range and more likely we're not going to be trading this range. So the best thing to do is to adjust this line based on this previous 1 hour support formed around 181.110. Looking at the 5-minute time frame, the 5-minute time frame, we have a same level of support, but what we could do here is we can adjust the level of resistance based of this previous 5-minute resistance, knowing price faked out on this 5-minute candle. So we're going to adjust the level of resistance to 181.660, drop it down to the 15-minute time frame, and now we have a same level of support and a resistance. So now to identify the no trade zone, and I'd say this is going to be the best no trade zone we can have. Maybe we could look for potential buys as price break and close above this 5-minute resistance above 181.660. For potential sells could be below this 5-minute support, which is also the 4 hour and the hourly support below 181.110. This is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys. Now, since the daily candle is closing strong bearish, what are the probabilities for the new daily candle to retrace to retest the broken daily support? So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at all the time frames. So for example, when looking on a monthly, the first thing we can see here is prices breaking below this previous monthly support. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a line to where this previous monthly support formed around 182.560. Dropping down to the weekly, we have this previous weekly low. Looking at the daily time frame, on a daily time frame, what we can see, again, we have this previous daily support, but let's have a look on 4 hour time frame. On the 4 hour, so now we can see the monthly previous support matches with this previous 4 hour support as well. Looking on the hourly time frame, we can adjust this level based on this hourly low below, like I'd say around 182.360. Dropping down to the 5-minute time frame. Still we have clean traffic on the left, and that's why we need to refer to the previous candles to see how they've been forming. I would say the first target for buys could potentially be 182.360, targeting the previous 1 hour support, the low. The second target for buys, now I would say we could see a potential retest of this previous daily support. I'd say the second target for buys could potentially be 182.780, targeting this previous daily support. And now to look for potential sells and going back to the daily. So the first thing we can see here is, since the daily is bearish, the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, all the time frames are bearish. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to look for a continuation to the downside. So the first thing we can identify here is we have this previous daily support formed around 180.540. Looking on the 4 hour time frame, which that could potentially become a wick fill. Looking on the left, and what we can see here is we have this previous 4 hour support, so that matches with the daily. Let's have a look on the hourly. Also, we have a previous 1 hour support. I would probably stick to the high time frame, knowing price did break out of this range on the daily time frame. So I'd say the first target for sales could potentially be 180, but actually this is a big range. Okay, so let's see what we can see on the 4 hour actually. On the 4 hour, what we can see here is, again, we have these two clean traffics, but then this candle formed a rejection to the downside. So let's see what we can identify on the hourly. On the hourly time frame, what we can see, we have this previous 1 hour support formed around 188.70. Let's see if we can adjust this on the 5 minute time frame. So now we have a 5 minute support around 188.30. I would say probably to stick to the high time frame. So the first target for sales could potentially be this previous daily support, because that's actually a small range. The first target for sales could potentially be 185.40, targeting this daily support. The second target for sales, now going back to the monthly, and we have big ranges. That's the thing. So we have this weekly rejection. On a daily, we have this daily support, which obviously, as we can see, this daily candle broke out of this range, but then this candle retraced and corrected the whole move, which looks like a fake out on a daily. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to put a line to where this previous daily support formed around 179.660. Dropping down to the 4 hour time frame and looking on the left, and let's see what we can identify. So on the 4 hour time frame, again, we have clean traffic on the left. Looking at the hourly, on the hourly, again, clean traffic on the left. I would probably stick to the high time frame. So I'd say the second target for sales could potentially be 179.660, targeting those previous daily support.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.